Have you ever felt that someone or something was staring at you the moment you stepped foot in a building, regardless of whether it was empty or not? Getting set to surprise you or maybe even blow some wind your way? Is there a specific place, like a dark church at night, an eerie attic, or a theater, that makes you feel this way? The Grand Opera House, also referred to as the Grand, opened its doors in 1884 and is now Mercer University's Performing Arts Center. But even before the turn of the century, the Grand had a haunted past. Back in 1971, the Grand's executive director was none other than Randall Widner. Restoring the Grand was an enormous effort, but Widner, who loved his job and the theater, gave his all to it. The Grand staff was shocked to discover Widner's body in the hotel's Thunder Room after he had been missing from work for many days. The Georgia Sun is one of many outlets that have reported on his alleged ascent to the room and subsequent death while armed with a handgun, a bottle of whiskey, and sleeping pills. However, there's more to that story, and it's not the only specter supposedly lingering in the Grand's corridors. Bob Mavety, the senior technical director and an employee of the theater for the last 28 years, has amassed a wealth of information on the hauntings. Mavety said that stories began circulating in the 1950s about the opera's specter of a murdered vocalist lingering inside the structure. Notable stories about security guards and fire marshals in the sort of spotting or hearing an entity here. Most of the time it was one known as the Lady in White, according to him. This entity was primarily known at that time. A spectral figure, the Lady in White, has been said to have been seen on the theater's balcony, and her voice has been heard all across the Grand. Additionally, the balcony saw the specter of a deceased vocalist. She was often seen in the boxes or on one of the landings at the back of the building, according to him. One phantom of the Macon Opera House that sticks out, nevertheless, is Mr. Randall Widner, who was already mentioned. After chatting with the late technical director's close buddy, Mavety has learned more details about the terrible tale. According to the narrative, he was the executive director, the technical director of the theater at the time when they were doing restorations of the theater in the late 1960s. Mavety knows more about this sad tale. After stopping the building's conversion into a parking lot next door, Mavety insisted that the renovations could finally begin. In an effort to bring the theater back to its former glory, Widner was chosen to oversee its reconstruction. During the time that Widner was here, he devoted a significant amount of his time and energy to working on the theater, and it was during this time that he became estranged from his wife, said Mavety. A woman who was close to Widner reached out to Mavety to fill her in on further details about Randy's private life. Mavety pointed out because he was spending so much time here, she started to step out on him, and he became very distraught about that. And it took its toll on him because he was spending so much time here, but he was losing his wife in the process. Mavety described the scenario with these terms. Consequently, he decided that enough was enough one day. Armed with a pistol, sleeping pills, and a bottle of alcohol, he headed to the Thunder Chamber after a day-long session concluded and everyone had left. He had already taken a couple of sleeping pills, and by the time he got to the top, he was overwhelmed by the heat, sat down, and never recovered, says Mavety. A few of sleeping tablets had been taken by Widner before to his climb to the peak of the mountain. Taking the pistol was his first step in taking his own life. The Grand has been a subtly, paranormally active location since Widner's death. There have been reports of phantom hands tapping on employees' shoulders and phantom noises heard by theater employees. On the far left side of the auditorium, some have even seen a specter sitting on a chair. The tech crew is the target of most of Randall's poltergeist manifestations, which are mostly benign nuisances. Many things that have happened to Movity during his life have given him reason to believe in the supernatural. He has supernatural beliefs and claims to see specters. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, it is crucial to be respectful of the opera and not provoke any spirits.